Welcome to Kicks and Minivans, the podcast for dads who love sneakers. This is 8-Minute Mondays. This is 8-Minute Mondays, where we seek to get your week off to a great start. We want to inform, encourage, and inspire you all in 8 minutes or less as you start your week and your journey of being the best husband and dad as you can be. We want to help you win, and we're here to do just that. A lot of what you're going to hear is clips from older episodes. If it's one of those, you'll always be able to find the link to the full episode in the show notes, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast app. Make sure you tune in every Monday for a new 8-Minute Mondays and every other Wednesday for a new full-length episode. We're here to help you win in marriage and parenting. Take care of yourself, take care of your families. This is 8-Minute Mondays. This episode is brought to you by our sponsor, N8 Solutions. To schedule a free consultation for a leadership coaching session to help you unleash the best from within, go visit n8leader.com today.
I mean, I'm an extrovert, she's an introvert. So our compromise has always been, I won't make you go to everything, if you won't make me stay home. And that's always been our understanding. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened, even when we were out recording music, just think about it. There were times where we were in the studio, it's 2 a.m. I might get home 4 a.m, because we're in a session where we're recording or mixing, some music or whatever. And but my wife has never been that type to, blowing my phone up or I come home and she's sitting there with the light off, and you know what I'm saying? Where you been? You know what I'm saying?
Where you been at?
Yeah, she's never been that person. Now, mind you, at the same time, if I would have been doing that and after a month, a couple of weeks, never showed up with any music, then it might have been like, okay, now listen, you said you've been going to record, so I had
some writer's block, huh?
Right. You know what I'm saying? So even then there was a pattern. She I'm saying that we're recording music and, I would come home and I would probably drive them crazy because I'm listening to, music mixes and, you know what I'm saying? Practicing songs. So it shows that what I said I was doing, this is what I was doing. And so she's been great at, not tripping about that. And I have friends, man, who couldn't, we're in the studio and every 5 minutes, they're looking at their phone, or just, that kind of thing. So I've been blessed in that sense,
So, but I mean, trust is obviously crucial for a successful marriage, right?
Big time. Big time.
And I mean, it's like that's displaying a level of trust on her part, but also trustworthiness on your part, right? That you're trustworthy, right? So how I think there's a lot of guys that are listening that might be like, man, I want a wife like that. Like, she ain't nagging me. She ain't bugging me. She ain't on my back. She ain't waiting with the light off in the living room, but that, I feel like that doesn't happen unless the husband is trustworthy.
Right. And again,
right. So how do you build that level of trustworthiness?
So it stems from, again, by us being connected since we were in our teens, right? And so even before I came to Christ, and not saying that I was I'm just saying even then I was establishing that home comes first. You know what I'm saying? So you're establishing, that home comes first. Even now, right? So it's been to the point where, like, for instance, I've always had the bad car, or the car that, I wanted my wife to be safe, and the kids to be safe. Mm-hmm. So if we're driving 2 different vehicles, my thing was, even now to this day, I just want nice music in the car. It could be whatever, as long as it start up and I got music in the car, I'm good, and so I wanted her to have, and so that kind of thing, I think, fosters, trust when you can show that my loyalties, lie with you and lie with the family. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I'm going to be a person of my word. So I think, women are more emotional, you know what I'm saying? In a sense, when I say emotional, in the sense of those affirmations, you're showing that you want to be the provider and protector. And so they cling to that, and so they can look and see, okay, well, he's doing what he said he was going to do. And so, again, it's one of those things where I'm on the road with what you say and what you do until you say you do something different,
I love that. It's time, and it's proving proving yourself through these little things.
Yes, sir.
I think time and time again, man. That's deep. So, all right, let me ask you this. Say you got a 35-year-old sitting in front of you. You've been married about 5 years and just struggling.
Yeah.
Thinking about throwing in the towel.
Yeah.
Right? Thinking about calling for divorce. What encouragement could you give to him?
I would say,
I mean, I'm sure that there's been hard times for you guys.
Big time. Oh, man, big time.
So, like,
big time.
what
big
would
time.
you...
I
What would
say,
you put in that man?
I say number one, a lot of marriages end because we're listening to outside influences. So I tell young couples all the time, outside of God being first, keep people out of your business. I don't care who it is, if it's family, if it's whatever. Now, you might have people that you confide in, but long as you can confide in that person and they don't judge you. You see what I'm saying? That's just like, say, if we get into an argument, I can't run to my mother and say, well, this happened, because once we pass things up, now my mother's still going to be giving the side eye, like, yeah, I remember when you did, such and such, so number one, you have to keep your business, because even if you fall out or have disagreements, 9 times out of 10, you're going to make up. You know what I'm saying? If you love each other, you're going to make up, right? Number two is, you have to realize that marriage is about compromises. Marriage is about humility. You're going to eat humble pie more times than you can care to. And sometimes you're going to have to be the bigger person, even though you don't feel that you should be. So if there's two people that's stuck in pride and nobody wants to give, then that's a marriage that's doomed to fail. But when you have two people or a person, I found that at one time and another in a marriage, one person is always going to seem to be probably kind of stronger, than the other person. And so when that happens is, you have to be that person sometime willing to apologize, even though you feel like you weren't wrong. You know what I'm saying? Or the person willing to start the dialogue, and so and just backtrack. I can't underestimate, the power of prayer, right? And I know that sounds cliche and might sound corny to people, but here's the thing. You can't change another person. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you do, what you think, what you say. You can't change another person. And I don't care how much you get mad at what you say you need to do. You can't change, but God can. God can.